Well, today, you know those borlotti beans I got from him? Well, I've been boiling them up. Actually, I soaked these overnight. These are borlotti beans that have been soaking now since last night in cold water. And then I drained off that water and I put them in a pot, added about 2 quarts of fresh water, and have been boiling them now for about 25 or 30 minutes. And they're still hard, so they need a little bit more cooking. So I'm going to let those cook. And you have to start with something called a battuto. And a battuto means to beat down a bunch of vegetables. And usually it's celery and some onion, carrots and herbs, and of course garlic. You got to have that. So now what you want to do is make a pile on a cutting board. So I want to put all these vegetables down, and I've already cut them up a little bit so it'll be easier for me to mince up. So get your vegetables on a board, and then just put your little clove of garlic right in the center. And today I'm using fresh rosemary, but if you didn't have rosemary, well, you could use basil or you could use parsley. And I just want to take the needles off. Now, if you don't have fresh herbs at all, well, you could use dried, but I'm really not a big fan of dried herbs. And you know what? There really is no reason why you couldn't have a little pot of fresh herbs on your windowsill. Or now I've seen little packages of herbs in grocery stores, so there really is no reason not to use them. And then, with my battuto, I need to have this. This is called pancetta. And what this is Italian bacon, unsmoked. And it comes rolled like this. And what you want to do is chop up, about 1/4 pound. And that's going to give a little bit of fat to this and also a very nice flavor. So I'm going to put that right on top of all of my vegetables. And then later on I'll be adding a few other ingredients. But now let me show you how you get started here. Get out a nice big knife. All right, that looks good. Now let's see. I think it's about time to add something to my beans. And now, remember Emilio? He had something called ditalini. Well, this is ditalini, also known as tubetti. And this is a little macaroni that you can put in soup. If you didn't have this, well, you could use rice. You could use some other type of pasta. So now this is time to go in, I think. So let me check my beans here, see how we're doing. Well, they're getting soft, not quite there. And you'll notice that these beans also lose that little speckled color that they had originally. They're a very creamy bean. So I'm going to put the ditalini in. Emilio put his in after he cooked the ditalini separately. So this, I think, is a neat way to do it together. And this is about 8 ounces or 2 cups of ditalini. So now I'm going to let this cook, about 20 minutes more. Just cover that up. And also I'm going to fire up my frying pan here because I need to get my battuto started. So in a frying pan, you want to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So there. That's about 2 tablespoons. And now back to the battuto. So let me get this a little better chopped. So I'm going to try and be real neat here and just get this right into my bowl. There. And now, make sure that this is hot enough. Okay, this can go right into my olive oil. And now, I'm going to be adding something else to this later on. What I want to do is start to get it cooking, and you can add a little bit of salt and pepper to this, and I'm using fine sea salt because I think it has a better flavor. And this, butcher's pepper, so I'm going to give that, about a teaspoon of each. And just let that cook, and every once in a while you want to go back and give it a little stir, but let it cook uncovered. Am I being sloppy? I guess I am. I'm just going to throw those right back in. So let this cook about 12 minutes, and then we'll be able to add the other ingredient, and that is fresh tomatoes. And here I've got a cup and a half of fresh plum tomatoes. And I'm going to put that right in with my sofrito and mix that all around. Now, you can begin to see that this is really going to flavor those borlotti and to Betty that I'm cooking in the pot here. So now that the tomatoes are in, I'm going to lower the heat a little bit here and let this cook, on low heat for about another 5 or 6 minutes. So let me put the cover on and let that cook down. There's that bean soup. And I think, yes, that is ready to get the battuto. So I've got it, or the sofrito. Remember, this is a sofrito now. Yep, I think that looks good. That looks really good. So I think I've got to stop and put this in. So let me do that. So now when that's cooked down, just take the whole thing and add it to the pasta and the borlotti. Now, you can imagine what a wonderful flavor this is going to give to this soup. Look at how colorful that looks. And of course, my beans and pasta have stayed together beautifully. So there. And I'm going to let that cook now on low heat, about another 10 minutes.